As ISES members, we all communicate with one another. We all do our best to trade business back and forth, trade referrals, trade leads. So does loyalty to a brand, to a company, to an individual ever come into play when you're crunching numbers? For example, if there's a vendor that you absolutely love working with, but it's not within your budget, do you explain that to the client, or do you try and make it work on the back end?
Try to make it work on the back end. Because at the end of the day, you know that that vendor is going to provide the service that you need, and you're very comfortable with them. I mean, if it's not possible, it's not possible, but if you can somehow back out of it in another category, then that would be great. If you can be upfront and honest. I mean, if it's a brand loyalty issue, then you've obviously used that vendor on a number of occasions. And so if you could just be upfront and honest with the vendor and say, hey, you know, I have this client, this is what I'm working with, this is what I'm looking to get, can you help me out with this? And there should be some loyalty on the vendor's side based on you being a client and a customer to help out in that instance. So unless it's just unreasonable, you know, then it can't happen probably even with a less expensive vendor, because, you know, in this industry a lot of times we're talking about money, you do get what you pay for. So you want to make sure that if you're going to go cut corners, you make sure that they can deliver on what it is that your client wants. But I'm a brand loyalist, probably across the board in business and in personal.
Brand loyalty is a great aspect of our job because we always know who's going to come through for us.
Right.
You have to measure certain things at certain times. If the client comes to you and says, this is how much we're willing to pay, but you have to get this from this company, and they're willing to pay $50, $60, $70, $80 a plate, then brand loyalty is great, but you got to go where your client wants. But brand loyalty makes our jobs 100% easier. We know what we're getting, we know where we're getting it, we know who to talk to, and it makes our jobs easier. So there'd be no reason for us not to shop around on a weekly basis for food, for rentals, for who you're using as a temporary labor agency. Is time not well spent. From time to time, quarterly basis, you know, 6 months here and there to do a little shopping around just to see and try different places for events that may not be as important as the ones that you're working on, just to see what the labor's like, see what the rentals look like is fine. But if you're looking for results and you're looking for what you know is gonna be a good ending for you, stick with it.